Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode number 23 of Live and Found.
Hi,
I'm Tim,
everybody.
and we thought this week we would take a little break from the signals, and we're going to resume those at the beginning of the year. But we thought this would be a great time to talk about some quick wins and some quick ideas of how AI works through the holiday season. And that's why we're having Live and Found today because because Wednesday is Christmas Eve and we know I'm busy that day like Santa Claus.
Well, and this is a great topic, Tim. This was totally your idea about what happens with AI search during the holidays because the schedules are different, your hours are different, your staff is different in terms of who's there, who's not there, and how does that work with AI? So I thought this was a really good topic you came up with. So let's start.
Let's dive into it. I think what you have to be is, and we've talked about this a lot. It's consistency, and the holidays really make that more apparent to AI. Is if you're inconsistent, AI is going to skip you. And I think the biggest thing where people get caught into this inconsistency is when are you open?
Right.
Telling people when you're open. Um, if you're, let's just take an example. If your Google My Business says that you're open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but your website says you're open extended holiday hours, and your, let's say your Apple Map says that you're closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you have just caused confusion with customers. And if you're causing confusion with customers, you're definitely causing confusion with AI.
Well, and when your information isn't clear, the point is AI is not going to spend time to try to figure it out. And that's something that needs to be discussed over and over again. If AI can't figure it out in a nanosecond, it skips it. If it's not easy, it's skipping it. And we say that every week in different ways, but that's the truth. If you don't market yourself to AI in a clear, consistent fashion, you're just going to get skipped.
Right. And I think what the bottom line, or what we're not, I wouldn't say the bottom line, but I would say one of the areas you have to realize is AI doesn't fill in the gaps. It just doesn't know how to fill in the gaps. That's our job as humans, is to fill in those gaps so it makes it easy for AI. And when information isn't clear, we know that AI is just going to drift away. And that's the holidays aren't confusing because your business disappears, because it's not. But what you're doing is creating an AI disappearing act where it drifts away from AI, and it becomes difficult for AI to get an answer. And that's what it's searching for. It's searching for an answer.
Well, let's just use an example. For example, let's say you're hosting a Christmas Eve gathering, and God forbid your garbage disposal broke. You could put into Chat GPT or Gemini or whatever platform you use and say, is there a plumber that works on holidays? Could I get someone out here today? And how much is that going to cost? So if you have changed your hours or wrote in, that you're available on Christmas Eve up until 7 o'clock at night, blah, 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 blah. You're going to bubble up and be the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people search differently during the holidays than they do during, I think, regular times, because it's a much more specific search during the holidays because we don't have time or there's an emergency. And I think to Joy's point, um, if you're a service industry, a plumber, a carpenter, or something, you need to tell AI specifically your hours for the holidays, so that people, when they go in, I need a plumber who can fix a garbage disposal, and I need him before 7 o'clock. If AI knows that you're that plumber, it's going to more than likely going to recommend you. Then, and it's definitely going to recommend you over somebody who just has regular hours.
Well, and AI loves clarity. And if you take the time to put that information on your website or do a blog or update your Google business profile, all those things are where AI searches. And if it can find the answer to a person's emergency, then that's business for you. And I think during this time frame, people more so than other time frames are very specific on what they want. Like they're not just searching for this, that, or the other thing. They need a gift for, my dad who lives in Alabama that loves this, this, and this. Can you give me a suggestion? I mean, it's very clear and direct now because people know they're in a crunch time wise. And if your business has addressed these, I don't want to say little things, tiny things, but if they've addressed these items, then your business benefits.
I think what we're trying to say is, well, it's called edge case searches. And edge case searches are very specific into what people are looking for. And we know that people are more focused during the holidays. And if you can conquer that edge based search scenarios where you answer the questions easily for AI, you're going to increase being found and take away the pressure from AI to find the right answer. Because AI, it looks for the easiest and the fastest answer to bubble up to the top and give you the answer, to give the person who's searching the answer.
But you have to remember too, it's great if you take the time to make those changes around your holiday hours, but you also have to remember to change them back.
Yeah. That is, I think is so important. And I think a lot of people are going to forget that they're going to change their hours, and they're going to go to January 2nd, and they're going to say, oh, I got to change my hours back, and then something's going to happen and they're going to get busy. So you got to make it a priority. Even maybe the first thing you do on January 2nd, next Friday, a week from Friday, is to change your hours back to normal hours, because you don't want to be on your holiday hours when the holidays are over.
Right. All right. So another question that comes up about is posting on social media during the holidays. What's the tips and tricks around that? Because a lot of companies take a break, or they don't want to, or it's more not factual or value add, and more I don't want to say touchy feely, but for this I'll say touchy feely posts. So what's the
I think as people, you look at the holidays and we say holidays are fun, so let's post fun on our website. Let's post fun on our posts, and you can do that to a point, but it's got to be clear. So if you're writing a poem, the famous a night the famous "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" poem, and if you try to adapt it to your business and be cute, AI is going to say, I don't understand it. People
right?
might be able to read the context underneath it, but AI is not going to be able to read that context. And that's what you got to kind of avoid, is trying to be too cute.
Well, and I think the point that you make is AI doesn't know it's Christmas.
Yeah.
AI doesn't know it's Hanukkah. AI doesn't know any holiday. it's not that. So it's just another day in the week. And so if you post something funny or cute or, off your normal messaging, AI is not going to know the reason why.
And it's also okay during the holidays to just post a Merry Christmas post. Doesn't need a lot of context, doesn't need a lot of text, just something to remind AI that you're still a business and that it can use. So you're going to post maybe just a graphic of Merry Christmas. And again, be on brand. If your brand is a logo of a plumber, a cartoon plumber, then that's okay to be on brand with that. If you're more of a serious, let's say you're an attorney, you probably don't want to have a cartoon on a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. You want to have something that is more grounded to what your voice is trying to represent. Because, like Joy just said, December 25th, December 24th, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, they're just days to AI. And it does need that touchstone or that touch point on these days to remind AI that you're still viable and you're still searchable.
Well, and it doesn't interpret tone either. So what you might think is really funny and cute, AI is not going to get that. It looks at content, clarity, consistency. It's not human, so it doesn't understand inferences or tones or jokes or memes or anything like that. And I'm not saying don't be fun, but don't have that for the whole period. You still have to provide value for AI to recognize you. And this is the goal, is for AI to refer your business. So we don't want to be downers. We love Christmas. We love holidays, but we also want AI to be your referral partner. And that's our goal. So around the holidays, just remember that AI is a machine and it doesn't understand your quotes or memes or holiday jokes. So make sure you still provide value when you're posting.
The big thing to remember is one clear post is going to outweigh 10, 100, 1,000 vague posts every single time. And you don't want to test it though and have that 1,000 vague posts and make sure AI finds that one clear post. Be clear the whole time, be specific, and be on brand, and you're going to be fine with AI. AI is going to find you more likely than not find you.
So just to kind of review what you need to do over the holidays, change your hours.
Change your hours
across platforms and change them back.
Change them back. Post intentionally. I would still keep to your posting schedule. Go ahead and post on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, even if it's just a wishing you a happy holiday season. Those are vital. Stay on brand, stay on tone, and be very specific and very careful. Don't be vague, because cuteness and vagueness gets you not found.
Well, we have a lot of things coming up for the new year that we're really excited about. So let's just take a minute and talk about that. We're doing AI and Reach, our workshop that we do every year, a couple of times a year. That one's coming up February 4th. So save the date.
Save the date. And it'll be here locally in Colorado Springs. And we'll also offer it virtually for our friends outside of Colorado Springs.
And then we're doing a lot of research on our two favorite topics, which is bias and behavioral engagement, I guess is how we want to say it. So we're going to be releasing a report come January on how to be found, or where you're being found on Chat GPT and Gemini. And we'll talk about that more coming up, but we're excited about that.
We're very excited about that, I think, yes.
And we also want to just take a minute and wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous and happy new year. We're excited about how AI is changing for the betterment of business. We're not downers about AI. We're leveraging it to the max for the tool that it is.
We are advocates for AI, and we're advocates for your business because we do want you to be found first.
Yes.
And that is our goal, is to help businesses, especially women or minority-owned businesses, to be found first. And that is our goal, is to make sure that you have every tool in your tool belt to make you so. And next week, we're going to talk about some myths. We're going to do some myth busting, which I'm excited about too. So it's going to be next Monday as well. And then we'll be back on our signals starting in January 7th. We'll be back on our picking up with signal number 7. So stay tuned for next week's and then after the new year. Of course, this has been Tim
and Joy.
And follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Facebook, follow us on X, and be sure to watch our previous episodes of Live and Found, which can be found on our streaming channel. Have a great holiday season, everybody.
Merry Christmas.